And a beautiful day this afternoon. It is November 20th, I believe. It's Saturday, November 20th. Time now is probably about 1:30. We are over here in beautiful Georgia. I can't remember where we were. Fort something. We just passed Pula. We took a brief break, and now we're heading down. We're heading on 95 South. I think we just entered from at Fort something because I had to get off for a second. So, you know, get started. Remember, subscribe to the link below. Subscribe to the channel. Go to the website, www.milettilaw.com, www.milettilaw.com. Subscribe to the newsletter. Always be in the know. Always lots of cool content. This is Vinny. My name is Vinny Miletti. I am the founder, partner, leader, chief attorney, I don't know, God King, everything in Miletti Law. And this series of videos is the Miletti Law on Politics. So Miletti Law on Politics. So we're going down the list of everything on the issues, but I'm taking a brief hiatus right now because this is actually, I do kind of wanted to jump to this because this was something that I had in my mind from a couple weeks ago. So about 2 weeks ago, I started watching my old videos on YouTube on another channel that I had. I used to be very active with that whole Tea Party movement thing back in the days. To this day, I am convinced when I look at the dates, my first video having anything to do with that Tea Party stuff was on February, I want to say 25th or 22nd, and it was right after the first election. It was right before law school. It was after Obama's election or something, and it was maybe it was 2000. I'm sorry, it wasn't law school. It was right before law school. Wow, that's how fast it is. It was 2008. It was right before law school. It was after post-Obama's election. I was one of the first people that do the Tea Party movement in the city. I'm pretty sure I was the first. And a lot of you don't remember, but locally we had a kid from the Brooklyn Young Republicans Club. He was the first, I think he was like the first organizer of it. And he essentially, I happened to walk past it that day. I did a speech that day, and ever since, then on, I became like, I got into politics at that point. Then I went to law school, got over it, but whatever. Point is, I was looking at my old videos, and I started noticing, it occurred to me how the media works in this country, how the current state of the union. So I don't know where media lines up on that list of on the issues, but I'm going to speak about right now, the media. I'm going to speak about, this topic's going to be media and the message. So this is Miletti Law on Politics, media, and the message. So it's a little sidebar because I don't know where it is in the list. All right, so let's get down to it. Watch
out, vehicle on shoulder ahead.
Thank you, Waze. Watch out for the vehicle on shoulder ahead. The one thing I realized over time, I'm almost 40 years old, right? So obviously I've been around for a little bit, and when I was listening to my old speeches, it almost sounds like it's always the same structure. So every single message delivered by someone in the news media or by a prominent politician, it's always the same message. It's always like, this is the current issue. This is existing. This is what we're facing. This is what you can. This is what we're looking to achieve, and I'm the only way to achieve it. And it's those four things. It's always, there currently is a problem. Some kind of reason why that's the problem, and then how to solve this problem, and I'm the only one to change it. And those are the kind of the four spreads. So it occurred to me, as you know, during COVID, all you're hearing during COVID is fear. Breaking news, 900,000 deaths. Breaking news, you're going to get sick. Breaking news, 1 million deaths. More deadly than the swine flu. More deadly than the Spanish flu. More deadly than the bubonic plague. More deadly than this. More deadly than that. Deadly, deadly, deadly. Unsafe, unsafe, unsafe. Danger, danger, danger. And the response, trust us, we have all the right answers. The data doesn't support it, but no one cares because we trust God King Fauci, we trust King Cuomo, the Emperor Cuomo, we trust plugs Joe Biden, and the mass just follows them because they are authoritative individuals that just say nonsense. They have no solution. The solution is put on a mask, take this experimental drug that you can still transmit the disease, and do all these other useless things that aren't going to systemically address the problem, when the real problem is your health, your eating habits, you know, your quality of life. Those are your real issues. Those are what make you sick and die. But notwithstanding that, there's a bigger issue here. So in 2020 and in 2021, you notice how much of the fear is being thrown on you. The fear of being hurt, the fear of killing your family, the fear of killing your loved ones from this superbug that no one knows what this superbug is. No one's ever seen it before. It's this thing. It's just killing people. It's an unstoppable killing machine, this superbug, you know? And when you go to when I go to my old videos, I notice a very similar theme. You didn't make it today because of insert category. That's because insert category. And then they vilify somebody. I'm gonna cure it by insert category. It's only cured by going through me. And that's essentially the same lineup. So they're always portraying, media and the politician are always appealing to your fears. Think about it. Before COVID, it was what? What was holding you back? Rampant discrimination, right? BLM, black people, what was holding you down? Racism, horrible harassment, discrimination because of your race, because of your gender, Me Too movement, glass ceiling. Everything is holding you down. Everything is putting you in fear that you cannot succeed in life. You know, big corp, for some reason corporation now, great, but big corporation putting you in fear. You can't succeed without big corp. You know, the man can't succeed because the man's holding you down. It's always like, there's always something that you should be afraid of, that you should be afraid of coming near, that you should be afraid of addressing head on, which is resulting in your detriment. It's always the case, always, whether it be the rampant discrimination that, you know, that is always looming and will never let you get a fair share, whether it's the rampant, offensive approach by corporate America, the machine is always moving, which is categorically unfair, blah, 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 blah. And it's always that kind of logic. It's always that fear logic, no matter where it is, no matter where it comes from. And it's never changed. It's never changed over time. We consistently find fear in everything that comes to the media. Be afraid of corporate America because you're not going to make it. Be afraid of the man because you're not going to make it. Be afraid of old white people because they're discriminatory. Be afraid for women. Be afraid of men because they're harassing. And like, and it's just constantly, it's this constant state of fear you're in. It's like it's almost as if like you always have to be in fear of, like, you always have to be in fear in order for them to control you. Like they can't lead by design. They can't win on the argument of ideas. They can't win on the appeal to science, or like they just can't win today. They can't win on these points. So what they do is they pick a bunch of. So what they do is they cause fear because you can't win on the logic. They try to beat you up in fear, and you know, and it just occurred to me the other day, because like on a Friday 2 weeks ago, because that's what it is. That's where we are. Like, that's exactly where we are today. It's the same thing, just different. You know, it's the same shit, new flies. You know, and it's very frustrating when I think about it, because I didn't realize how prevalent it was. I didn't realize that it was everywhere. I remember yesterday. Oh, you know, you got to be afraid of the big banks with the shutdown because they're gonna close all the economy and blah 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 blah. And you got to be afraid of this. You got to be afraid of that. You know what? You don't have to be afraid of nothing. You know, and like, but that's like the controlling mechanism is fear. So I just thought it was funny. So when it comes to the media, and when it comes to media and the message, it's only fear. That's the only message they have for you. And if they can't appeal to your fear, then there's nothing to appeal to for them. So, you know, just keep that in mind. Like, you know, whenever you're hearing these things from people, politicians, take it with a grain of salt, because odds are they're doing it just to like press you and weigh you down. So, I mean, I would certainly find something else. I would certainly find another angle, but yeah, I'd have to pass on that. So that's my thought process in this whole thing. That was that video. I'm gonna leave it at this because I don't know why. I don't even know who these people are. I get these really weird random text messages from people. I have no idea who they are. Okay, so that's it for now. I just want to talk about the current media state. The media and the message is always one of fear, consistent fear all throughout. It's never going to go away, and it should be addressed. And you know, you address it simply by just turning them off. But whatever, this is America. This is what we do. So this is Miletti Law and Politics. If you have any questions, obviously reach out to me anyway from below, the website, Instagram, whatever. And that's all there is really it. So if you have any comments, leave any questions below, email me, vmiletti@milettilaw.com, and we can talk about it. Have a great day, everybody.